Hey amigos, hope you're doing well. It's day 3 of my hotel quarantine. I'm slowly going insane, but I'm also having a good time. Watching lots of movies and YouTube and Netflix with my wife, practicing a lot, teaching some students, push-ups, yoga, so it's been fine. But 11 more days locked in this room. So we're going to do some cool stuff today. I was teaching a fine young student this morning, Brody. He's an 11-year-old metalhead. And we got onto this topic, which I'm going to show you. It's like melodic shapes or something like that. So let me just play for you for a second, then explain what we're going to do. I'm going to use the G minor scale today, just to mix it up a bit. Oh, let's use G harmonic minor, actually. So on your G string, your 3rd string, those notes are 0, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12. As always, the tab for today's lesson will be on my Patreon page. So, one of the first things I do when I get people to start improvising is I'll just teach them a scale just like that, and I'll just say, look, let's just play the notes out of order. But some people seem quite locked into just playing the scale. Even if they're supposed to be improvising, some people kind of get trapped. Or I see something like this. Taking the scale along with just the open strings in between. And I must take some responsibility for this in some of my students because that kind of one string playing along a string with the open string is a big part of my personal playing style. I must admit it's rubbed off on some of my students. But also the reason I do it so much is because I find it's a really good way to visualize the guitar music going along one string as opposed to across the strings. I find it hard to have any visual connection of where the notes are that are along a string. Anyway, so my student this morning was doing this kind of thing. It's all sounding pretty cool, but always going from the fretted note to the open string. So we did what I call little melodic shapes. An example might be simply take an open string, play any note of that scale we just did very quickly again, 0, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12. Of course you can do this with any other scale or any other shape. Take any note of the scale, say open string, choose any note you want, then play the next note up, then play the original note, then play the open string. Chosen the 2nd fret note, the next note alone, the next note along of course would have been the 3rd fret, so I could have I could go all the way up to the 11th fret. Open string, choose a note, play the next note, play the first note again, play the open string. That kind of thing played fast actually starts to get kind of cool. I just went past the octave, then it's the same notes, I just went up the octave. It starts to get pretty fun, and that's such a simple concept. So that was just, once again, open string, choose a note, play the next note up, play the original note again, and open string. I call that a little melodic pattern. And you can jump around your scales essentially at random. I learned that from Ingvar Malmsteen, who's a brilliant Swedish kind of heavy metal classical guitarist. He blew my mind in a video lesson many years ago. Then he basically said you could take a shape and move kind of anywhere you want and do the shape as long as you're in the scale. I was like, oh my god, I just got so much freer to move around my instrument. So credit to Ingvar there. For example, just then we did open note, hit a note, went up. We could do open note, hit a note, go down. Missed one of those 11th fret notes, which is bad because I'm always telling you guys to be precise, and then you saw some imprecision there. You need to practice more. Or we could go, for example, up 2 and then back. So that's open note, choose a note, play the next note up in the scale, then the next note up again, and then back and then back. I love to do that kind of thing. The opportunities are endless. I'll just give you one more quick one and then we'll finish up. Once again, tabs for all these are available on Patreon because this is kind of real this kind of playing really lends itself to tabs because it's really got those shapes in it. But then that said, if I've explained this well and you've understood it and you practice a bit, you won't need tabs because you should be able to create a lot of these shapes yourself as well. So it's totally up to you how you approach it. So we could go to open, take a note, skip a note, play the next note up the scale, and then come back. Descend. So that's 0, 3, 7, 5, 3. So whichever note I choose first, I don't play the next note in my scale. I play the second note along, and then go back through the note I skipped and the original note. I love this kind of sound. I do it a lot, and I find it's a really useful way to discover your instrument, and it's a really useful way to start improvising. And to turn fretboard knowledge into powerful and effective guitar playing. So that's all I'm gonna share with you today. There's plenty there to practice, and I myself also must practice more, as we all must, no matter how good you are or how long you've been playing for. We all must continue to practice to the best of our ability. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.